I could not complete this course without focusing on you, the freelancer. Health, that client, and mistakes we make. Working from the comfort of your own home is a dream to many. Being able to take a vacation and still be able to put in that work as well, wow, that's just awesome. Most freelancers have a secret many people do not know: your health. A lot of us start out as freelancers with anxiety. We have so much anxiety that if we're not careful, it affects our ability to produce really good work. And many freelancers have anxiety issues when they just start out their business. But you're not alone. Anxiety can be triggered from so many things. Now, the unknown of meeting a bill or a deadline while you're being a freelancer, it just puts you on edge, and you just cannot focus to complete your job. Taking on a new project, especially something that you're doing for the first time, and you're absolutely worried if you're going to please or wow this client. Or a disrespectful client. Maybe your first client is just one that, man, probably they had their own issues and they probably call you unfavorable words or just were hard to deal with. Or fear of failing altogether. All these things compile together. Remember, you're starting your own business, and by starting your own business, it is going to come with these feelings. But don't let it overpower you. There are always steps to take to ease the anxiety of getting the job done. Find your rhythm and soothing methods to end each workday. Now, you can try the following. You can try meditation, listening to music, exercise, reading a book, or watching a movie after you're done work. But there always has to be a me time as a freelancer. When I just started out, I was doing 15 to 17 hours for probably the first 3 months. And I did not think of me at all. And my body literally crashed and burned. I had to stop for about a month. And the reason why I tell you this, and the reason why this is included in this, because it can happen to you. Because when you just start, you want to please everybody. You want everything so right. And you're always learning. And it's a great thing. But I want you to always make sure that you take care of you, so you do not crash and burn like I did when I just started. So whatever it is that allows you to reset your mind to give you a momentum for the next workday, apply trial and error to ensure that you're able-minded and accountable for yourself, because no one else is going to be doing that. Now, less suitable clients, I've had a few. You will have a few. But always take deep breaths, and remember, everyone's human, and if a person did not need your service, they would have not reached out to you. I have communicated with quite a few well-seasoned freelancers as virtual assistants who gave up the business because of one disrespectful client. We must remember the fundamentals of who freelancers are. You are not, I repeat, not an employee. You're a contractor. You are not bound by any contract. Structure your contract to suit you in case you ever feel the need to expire a service. And you are not bound to any one client. You have the freedom of parting ways with any client who makes you feel uncomfortable. And I want to reiterate this so you remember this. It stresses you out so much if you're working with somebody and you immediately go back to an employee mindset and you think, I cannot get along with this individual. They're too disrespectful. They're always dropping maybe racist bombs. They're always, kind of talking you down, saying that, you're not good enough for this, or they never want to pay you what you're worth. And immediately you think as an employee and you think that you're bound under them. But always remember that you are a contractor. You are self-employed, and you can always keep it stepping. Never forget that, because the minute you do, you're going to be stressed out working for somebody who you dread speaking to at the end of the week. When dealing with less than favorable clients, always remain respectful. and send them a notice of removing your service. Always do this. Some contracts will say you're okay to do it at least a week before. Some will say 2 weeks prior. You decide how you want to structure your own contract. Do not feel bound to stay communicating with someone who makes you feel pressured, disrespected, and increase your anxiety level. It is not worth it. Do not allow clients to determine what you should be paid or make you feel undeserving of what your rate is. Stand your ground as a contractor. Remember, you're not an employee. Stand your ground as a contractor and feel free to move on to the next client who will value your services. Keep networking and never start working for a client and be comfortable with a client. Always be networking to have 2, 3, 4 clients. Once a time that you have allows you to do this, okay? Practices that affects a freelancer's health. This is so important. Now, being your own boss comes with a lot of responsibilities. Time management, quality control, direct client engagement, negotiations, pricing your own packages, setting your own schedule, and accountability. And accountability is to your client, but also to yourself. So, freelancers most times forget to be accountable to their own health. And this includes, but not limited to, setting your own schedule to include your breaks. Your health most times is at the back of your minds, being anxious to move from one project to the next. And the mistakes we make with our health are as follows. Not starting our work days with a meal. A lot of us start working as a freelancer on an empty stomach. And what we have to remember is our brains just can't take it. And it's not something, it's a habit that we're going to keep doing. And then our body, yes, is going to get used to it. But it's internally hurting you at the end of the day. Your brain functions a lot slower if you start your day without having a meal. It doesn't matter how small it is. But always remember to start your work day with a meal. Sitting for long periods of time without standing or walking around. And we do this so easily because, especially if you're doing phone calls, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You're sitting down so long because you don't realize how much hours pass in a day while you're sitting. Or sitting with a bad posture. Can I tell you about this? I did this in the first 3 months. I told you that I crashed and burned. I ended up with carpal tunnel syndrome in my hands because I had the worst posture. And I was working for so many hours. Sometimes I was slouching over. Sometimes I was laying down. And I literally had to stop for a whole month for my hands to come back. I had a swelling on my hand. And it was because of bad posture. And my hand to laptop, coordination was not the right way. So not taking snap breaks to refuel your bodies and mind. Always prepare to have some snacks. I don't care what it is. Have something that you can refuel every couple hours. I would say to my students, every 3 hours, have something to snack on so it keeps you going because you also get irritable. And I want you to think about this. So your attitude changes when you get hungry too. Not getting sufficient sleep at night. Please try to get good sleep at night. I'm not saying 8 hours. I honestly do not get 8 hours, but I try to get at least 5 hours every night. And, you wake up with a fresh mind frame to start the day again. So that's very important for you to do. Giving up too early. I had to sigh for that. Now, you're starting on a new journey. Most of you who's taken this course, I appreciate the fact that I'm taking this journey with you. While I started my journey, there's so many others who gave up way too early. And I got a chance to reel some back in, but some of them was kind of too late. They're now in jobs that they just want to stay in. They're not comfortable and they're not happy, but they just want to go through this again. But there's so many freelancers that have helped as I started to now have sustainable jobs freelancing because I did not give up. The freelancing journey is different for everyone. The more you put out, to be honest, the more results you will have. Your learning ability determines your earning capacity, so always be willing to improve on your skill. Think of ways to change strategies and systems to entice clients and stay ahead of the competition. And for all those who join our group, it's a good place for us to have communications on tips and way that you can change strategies on the services that you offer. Do not give up on the first canceled order. This is a part of any business. People are going to ask for refunds. I think you probably asked for a refund in your lifetime before. The company did not fold and close down, did they? So neither should you. Do not quit at the fear of failing. Don't you ever, because at the end of the day, you didn't try. Do not stop networking for clients to find you. Most times, we find ourselves in a position where we don't even need Fiverr and Upwork and all these places because we've networked ourselves so well that clients now reach out to us like myself, and that's where I want you to get to. Now, instead of giving up, I want you to join more networking groups. I want you to change your service packages, create bundle packages, and sell. Then this is when you get your feet wet as a freelancer. But I have to tell you this now because I do not want you to start and 3 months down the line you give up. Always give a bundle because you like sale too. Consider yourself as a consumer all the time and think what you would like to see. Clients love when you give them a bundle. Choose a service and specialize, giving you the edge of charging more at that one skill. And I gave you that example with social media, I believe. And if you check the resources file, you will see the master services list, and it also gives you tons more that you can choose from and figure out which one you want to specialize in. Run your own social media campaign of the service you offer because that's where the referrals will come from. That's where people are who know you personally. Keep your social media profiles positive, but also keep content on it daily that speaks about your service. You're not pushing things down anybody's throat, but you're just, sometimes you can also post your rewards. Projects that you've worked on that has been successful. Once your clients allows it, you can always put these out there. Print flyers and give them out at your church, community, and shopping centers. Don't ever be afraid of that. You're running your own business and you're starting from scratch. And I do not want you to give up early. I just want you to go out there, get up every day, rise and grind. Practice services you have doubt in yourself on. With friends and family. When I just started doing social media, for example, and I heard about Hootsuite and Buffer. These are two softwares that you use to schedule posts for clients, social media posts. And I had no idea how to use Hootsuite. And what I did is I connected Hootsuite to all my social media profiles. And I practiced on myself for the first month, for a whole 30 days. And because of that, I now have a 30-day special package for my clients because I use that same template that I use for myself. And that's what I use also for my portfolio when I just started out, my own social media. And I remember having another client who said to me, what do you think you can do for my social media within 30 days? You know what I did? I practiced on myself again. So you can always practice on yourself, on your family, and on your friends. Just do it for free because what you're doing is practicing. But you're doing it for someone else, and you can have an idea what their feedback is and how excited they get. And you can also do trial and error to see, okay, this did not work, but I'm going to try and that. And what you're now doing is creating a solution for problems that your clients have out there to offer them an upsell and a package. And that's what I want you to think. So keep at it. And by way of trial and error, you're going to build that confidence where you can now specialize in a service. Now, winners never quit and quitters never win. It is important while enjoying this life of leveling up and being your own boss to be aware of your own health and take steps to ensure that while you're earning, you are healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally. And we are so excited to celebrate with you. I am so happy that you took me on this journey with you. You rock. You have successfully completed my Freelancer Fundamentals Beginners Master Course. What a journey this has been. I am super excited about this. And listen to me. I want you to join our Facebook group so we can keep connecting. I want to hear about your success. I want to hear about your struggles. And listen, please refer to the resources file. There's so much nuggets in there. And contact me if you ever have any questions. You rock. You did it. You are now on your way to be your own business owner.